Hi everyone, I'm Kimberly Garner and we're on day 2 of the Dwellosophy Clutter Cleanse. Today we're talking all about physical clutter. If you've been following me, you know clutter is anything you do not use, you do not love, and does not support your goals or your vision for your ideal life. So anything in your space that you do not use, you do not love, and does not support your goals is clutter, and you want to get it out. The other thing that is helpful in discerning what's clutter, and it doesn't have to necessarily be objects, is anything that hijacks your mental focus is physical clutter. So what does that look like? Things that you're putting off doing, but you notice them and they bother you, but you don't address it, that's physical clutter. So you open the refrigerator door and every single time you open it, you notice that dry, crusty ketchup coming out of the lid. That is physical clutter. If you see it every single time you open your fridge and you choose to do nothing about it, that's physical clutter. Physical clutter comes at a mental expense. So anything in your space that robs you of your focus is physical clutter. So what else does that look like? Say you have a dirty handprint down your hall and you notice it and it bugs you and you don't know how it got there, but you don't do anything about it. You leave it there. And every time you walk down the hall and you notice it and you don't do anything about it, it's robbing you of your mental real estate. So anything in your home that you don't address that bugs you, that is physical clutter. So you want to address that. The next thing I want you to realize is physical clutter is subjective. Your idea of physical clutter and mine is going to be different. What bothers you is going to be different than what bothers me. So an example of that is I have a friend who's a world-renowned marine biologist, and he happens to also be an artist and a poet, but that's beside the point. His office is, I would call it a mess. It's a fascinating mess with all kinds of treasures, but I could not function effectively doing my work in that space. If he came and worked in my space, he would not be able to function effectively. He thrives in that space. It feeds his creative juices. And so what qualifies as clutter for you is different than me. And so that's why it's really important that we work through our own clutter. You don't want to just hire someone to clear out your clutter for you because one, you're not going to get the benefit of doing it. And two, they have a different subjective reality than you do. So I have a little, I'm walking with my dog. That's why this is happening right now. Next is layout and function of furnishings within the room. Does the layout of your furnishings, does it support an ease of movement? Are certain areas pinched and sort of congested, making it hard to move around the room with ease? In rooms like the kitchen or the bathroom, is there enough functioning space? Do you have a proper workspace in the kitchen? So does the room, the layout of the room, does it allow for you to function optimally based on your own lifestyle? That's really important. If your space isn't setting you up for success, that's a physical obstacle. That's physical clutter. So you want to make sure that everything in your space, the layout of your furnishings, the arrangement of the things you use, especially in the kitchen and the bathroom, are supporting your lifestyle and how you function in your day. You don't want to create more work for yourself. So do what you have to in your space with the arrangement of your furnishings and the arrangement of the things you use on a regular basis. Set yourself up for success. Now, the other thing, function. Each room has a primary function. Sometimes a room has a secondary function. Make sure the things in each room support the function of the room. So what's an example of that? Don't keep your hairbrush in the living room. Don't keep your curling iron in the kitchen. Don't keep your pillow and your blanket in the living room. Keep the things in the room where they function. Each room has a primary function. Make sure the objects in that room support the function. If they don't support the function, that's physical clutter. So all of these things are ways that physical clutter shows up in our space, and it ultimately creates more work for us. It diminishes how we function in our space, in our lifestyle, and it hijacks us on a mental level. So if you have any questions, I threw a lot at you. Let me know, DM me, send me a comment. I'd love to hear from you. Physical clutter. Have a great day.